app. Hey there. And we cannot leave out our Facebook listeners, those listening in from Periscope, those listening in from Twitter, wherever you're hanging out. Oh, and YouTube Live. We appreciate you guys for checking us out because every single week I am bringing you phenomenal, outstanding guests because the goal of my show is to motivate, is to excite, it is to influence. And that's what we're doing today. And so what I want you to do is wherever you're hanging out, wherever you're listening, jump online, jump on social media and say, hey, you need to come check out the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. Right now, stop what you're doing. Go check it out. Here's the link. Listen in right now. Follow me on Facebook, facebook.com/Sharvette. Just hit the green follow button. You can follow me on and connect with me on Twitter, twitter.com/Sharvette. And hey, Instagram friends, it's Sharvette M over there. And certainly if you're like, girl, I didn't get none of all of that, just go to Sharvette.com, my main website. It'll lead you where you need to go. So, today is definitely one of those shows for the girly girls. Now, guys, if you're listening in, you can still listen. We're not saying you can't listen, but this is definitely a show for the girls. We are excited to have Christa Lee joining us. Listen, she is a self-proclaimed makeup lover and magazine junkie. She has loved everything about makeup and body products and fashion for as long as she can remember. She is the owner of Christa Lee Makeup Artistry. I have been so privileged to hire her and have her as a makeup artist for several, I think almost we're probably going on 12 or 13 or 14 photo shoots that I had done for brand photo shoots that I've done for clients, web design clients, and also #platform builder clients. If you're listening in, shout us out. And so I can personally attest to the amazing work and just the passion that Christa Lee has around all things glam, all things makeup. So without further ado, coming up to the mic right now, welcome to the show, Christa Lee.
Hi, Sharvette. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh, we are glad to have you and to feature you with our listeners. So, as far back as you can remember, you have loved makeup. Like, do you know what made you kind of get close to and say, I want to dabble in eyeshadow and all of that good stuff? Do you remember anything specifically?
Oh, my God, Sharvette, when I was younger, I have so many clear memories of my aunts, of my grandmother and her sisters. I tell the story all the time about my aunt who used to wear Fashion Fair. And for girls who may remember Fashion Fair being a real prominent brand back in the day. And I remember them getting their foundations and their lipsticks, and they always looked so polished and so good. And I'm like, oh, my God, I want to do that when I get a little bit older, you know? And then I always tell the story about my grandmother, Queen Esther, because her and her sisters, they were fabulous. I mean, they were the sisters that wore the furs and they wore jewelry, and they didn't wear a lot of makeup, but they had beautiful skin. I mean, they were really, really beautiful as far as their skin was concerned. So I had a lot of role models growing up, and I was just always drawn to it like a moth to a fire.
I love that. And one thing that I really appreciate about your makeup artistry, and you've actually done my makeup a number of times, is that you really do spend time getting the skin nice and even and glowy. Like, how important is it to have like a really clean, good canvas to start off with?
That is something that I really focus on. I've studied. I do a lot of education as far as training myself and also going to classes, because the skin is the canvas. The skin has to look good. So if you can get that complexion together, you don't have to do so much with adding color and adding so much, even though that's pretty too. But especially in pictures, and you had mentioned as far as the photo shoots that, I've been involved in, if the complexion looks really good, it's going to really come across in photos and then also look good in person as well. But that's the number one thing I probably spend the most time on with every client, is working with the complexion. Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Mhm.
and you know what? It's so interesting because there's a lot of different things you do to just even get
Mhm.
to a nice even complexion. It's almost like you use multiple products
Yes.
and multiple things. Do you mind sharing some of the things that you use to help to get your client's skin kind of neutral and nice and glowy?
Yeah, not at all, because it's more than the makeup. It starts before then. So, the prep of the skin. One of the things that I love to use a lot for mostly everybody is I always use a face mist, and it might be a Fix Plus, it might be a Mario Badescu aloe vera mist, it might be a rose water, it may be an OMG Glow, which makes a really great face mist that has some mica, some pigment in it if you want to get a little illumination as you're prepping the skin. But I always use a face mist, and what that does is that really hydrates the skin before you even start putting on moisturizers and illuminators. That face mist helps to prep the skin. So I'll clean the skin first. I'll always do a face mist, and then I'll start layering with a moisturizer based on the client's skin type. And then even after the moisturizer, I'll go in with a primer, and I'll use either a blurring primer if I see that there's pores, or I'll use a mattifying primer if I see that someone is a little bit more oily. So there's a couple different layers that go on the skin before we even get to the foundation.
Yes, and so this is why, ladies and gentlemen, you need a professional sometimes. I know you might know how to do, now some of you, let me just say, some of you ladies out there, you kill it with your makeup, but if you don't
Yes.
normally do makeup all the time and you have something
Yes.
special like a photo shoot, a brand photo shoot, it really does take an expert like Christa Lee and Christa Lee Makeup Artistry to really enhance you. And so now we've got the face, kind of the foundation set. What are the next
Mhm.
things that you normally do for clients?
Yeah, so after that, that's when we start getting into now the foundation and the concealer. And even for the ladies, like you said, who kill it on a normal basis, always love to do their own makeup, and you see them and they always look good. Sometimes it's just nice to sit back and be pampered and have somebody else do it for you.
Yes.
And especially if you just want to just take some time for someone to spend an hour, hour and a half on you, where you may not do that for yourself. You may be rushing or whatever, you're
Mhm.
trying to get to your event. But if you can carve out an hour and let somebody take care of you and you can just kind of sit back, it's really a luxury that a lot of us should afford to ourselves. But after I do the prep, I'll do
Yes.
the foundation. And the foundation makes a big difference too. And for everyday wear, you may wear a liquid or something very light. You're going to work, you're going to the office, you're meeting with clients. You may not necessarily need to wear anything heavy, but for photo shoots, there's
Mhm.
cream makeups that make the skin look a little bit different as far as how it will come across on camera. So I use a lot of creams when I
Yes.
work with clients. Mhm.
I love that. And so I remember when you did my makeup for an appearance on CBS 6, Virginia This
Yes.
Morning, and you made sure you used something a little different because I was going to be in front of those big cameras, TV cameras,
Yes.
and I remember you mentioning you needed to use something different.
Yes, yes, for sure. And that's why it's important for your makeup artist to know what are you getting the makeup done for? Are you going to an event? Is
Mhm.
this for a photo shoot? Are you going to be on TV? We were talking about Comcast shows, talking about CBS 6, if you're going to be in front of bright lights, what type of HD cameras are going to be there. So communicate that with your makeup artist, and then they should have foundation and setting and different types of things to work for that particular event that you're going to. Yeah.
Yes. All
So
right. I'm
so
loving this.
important.
Hey, to all those that are coming in, listening in on the phone lines, we see you. Hey, to all those that are coming in from social media, Facebook, we love you guys. Hey there, Periscope, we love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. We're just getting your life
Yes.
together around makeup. We're talking all things makeup today with Christa Lee of Christa Lee Makeup Artistry. Okay, so
Yes.
we've got the foundation. You use creams in certain cases, and you use other things. What happens next?
Mhm. Yes. So, really important is setting the foundation, especially if you're on air and you're going to be on camera, or if you're going to be in an event for a certain period of time. And even when you're taking photos, is setting it. And certain powders have a different effect. So most of the time, most ladies have a pressed powder that they use on a daily basis, which is great to just kind of do a quick set of your makeup. But when you're dealing with professional makeup where you're going to be on camera or anything like that, you may have different types of powders. So your makeup artist may have mineralized powders to set around the eye. They may have loose powders to kind of set your face. They even may have some pressed powders, but they'll know how to and where to use that. But the one thing I would say is that in order for you to have really a nice, glowy complexion and a luminous complexion, that's what I really love. I strive to give all of my clients a really pretty complexion. You don't want to go overboard with the powder. You don't want to go overboard with the powder. So the best thing to do is to just kind of get the powder on your brush and shake it off. And so you shouldn't have any powder coming off your brush once you go to set it on the face. And that will be just enough to set it, but still give you nice, let your skin kind of glow through everything. Yeah, so you definitely want to figure out what works, what type of powder, and your makeup artist can help you out with that. I can help you out with that, too. I do consultations as well. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. How could someone schedule a consultation?
Yeah, so they can reach me on my website at christalee.org. And there's a link for Book Me. And I love doing one-on-one consultations because it gives me the opportunity to sit down with someone, go through their makeup bag, figure out what their lifestyle is, what are they trying to accomplish as far as their makeup goals, so to speak, and just have that quality one-on-one time with them. So I love doing that. So for anyone who's interested, not only local in Richmond, but I'm also available worldwide because we have Skype and we can see each other wherever we are.
Listen, we are global up over here, ladies and gentlemen that may be listening in. We are virtual and global. Christa Lee, and I'm telling you what, you will not regret it. ChristaLee.org. And some people might discount, well, is this just makeup? But you know what? Makeup is a huge factor because it impacts how you feel, your confidence level in a lot of cases. And so you show up for your business, your job, school, family, what have you. If this is something that helps you feel better, do it. And don't let anyone discount it or say, oh, you don't need to do all of that. If this helps you, push you forward, listen, do it. Do it.
Yes.
OMG. Yes. All right, so what's next? We got the setting. We got that. What's next?
Yes. Yeah, and then just to piggyback on that before our next step, I was listening to an interview by Sir John yesterday, and a lot of people may know Sir John as being one of Beyonce's makeup artists, and I think he became really well known as being Beyonce's makeup artist, and he's gone on tour with her. But he does other, well-known clients as well. But he's really been known for doing Beyonce's makeup. And I watched the interview of his yesterday, and he was saying how our mental health is really tied into so much of, it's not like you said, it's deeper than the makeup, but it's taking care of yourself. It's how you feel about yourself. And a lot of times when someone does their makeup or really enhance, the beauty of their eyes or enhance their lips or put the contour on, it makes them feel a little bit better and it affects your mental health. So, it's more than just a bronzer.
Yeah.
Yes, which is my next step. So after the powder, I really love to go on with bronzers and highlighters. And you'll notice I'll do a bronzer really around the perimeter of the skin and really kind of bring that glow back to the skin, because when you do a foundation and powder, you're almost kind of creating a clean palette. So like if you think of painting, you're just evening out the skin, right? So when you go in with a bronzer, you kind of bring that warmth back to the skin. So I always love a bronzer, especially on all of my brown skin girls. A bronzer is life. A bronzer
it is life.
Yes.
Wonderful. Now, after the bronzer, what happens?
So we do the bronzer. I always do a blush. And talking about summer makeup, and I know we'll get into a little bit more about trends, but blush is such a nice way to add color to your face. And a lot of people, I think, shy away from it. I don't know if they think it might be too much color on their face. They might think, I don't know. I've never known how to put it on where I don't look clownish or anything like that. But doing something really
Wait a minute,
pretty,
Christa, Christa, you snatched the words out of my mouth. My mother went to the MAC counter one day, and this girl had all this blue eyeshadow, and she was going to get her makeup done. And she told the girl, she was like, "Now, the makeup artist, now, I don't want to look like a clown. I don't want to look like a clown."
And that's what people think, and that's what you'll say to the artist, like, I don't want to look like I have these big red circles on my cheeks, So,
yeah, the rouge. They used to call it rouge back in the 70s.
Yeah.
I got some rouge on my cheeks.
Sure did. They sure did. And then if you think about it back in the day, a lot of people were like, oh, if you're wearing the red lips or you're wearing that rouge, then you must be fast. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of people kind of grew up like that, where they're like, no, I don't want to do it because of things they heard, back in the day from grandparents and whatnot,
Yeah.
But it's so pretty.
So a blush is
it's
important.
So pretty.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
And it's a nice enhancement.
It just looks so nice, especially if you get one that really looks good for your complexion, and you can kind of play around with that,
And that's where bringing in someone like you, even a consultation, you can help give suggestions around colors. And so then I know we've got to move to the eyes and the lips.
Yes. Now, one thing, I love a good brow and I love a good lash. I mean, I feel like if you have a good brow and a good lash, you can really walk out the door.
Yeah,
really walk out
basically. Like, it's over. It's done.
Yes. So I always recommend, I feel like your eyebrows frame the face. So having a well-groomed brow, it just makes such a big difference in your look. So, if you may pluck yourself or shave yourself, or you go get it done by someone, you go get it done professionally or you get it threaded. But having a well-groomed brow just really helps to frame everything else. And then just having a nice pencil to fill in, And really now the trend is more of a thicker brow. We went through a phase where it was thinner, and everything is cyclical, it goes thinner, then it goes thicker, and right now we're kind of in that thicker phase of brows, and you can do that with a nice pencil. And also,
right.
once
and
you
I
get
love a lash.
Yes. Oh my God.
I love a lash.
Yes, Sharvette, and it's so funny because, I always say when I'm pulling things out, I'm like, okay, I thought of you when I saw this lash.
Yes.
Thought of you.
I'm like, give me the longest, biggest, fluffiest. Now, all of my clients are not like that. They're like, okay, wait a minute. But me, I'm like, give me the biggest, fluffiest lash you got.
Yes. And that's the good thing about having different options, because, you may have a vision yourself. You're like, oh, I want to kind of push the client a little bit in this direction. And they may be like, no, I'm good, So there's different densities. There's different lengths, so you can kind of try them on and you kind of see what works. And some of them are really expensive. So it's nice to have somebody to give you kind of a consultation, even to say, hey, this will be a style. I think if you're kind of going in this direction as far as the look that you want, go ahead and get this type, because you can spend up to $25, $30. Even some of these lashes are $40, $45. And even though you can wear them over and over again, you want to make sure that you're picking out a style that works for you. And that's what I hope people do too. Yeah.
Wonderful. And listeners, jump over to Christa Lee, LEE.org, Christa Lee, LEE.org, and hit that book me and get your consultation. Christa, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to finish up the face, talk about lippies, talk about trends, and we got to get the ladies together for a summer date night. So, listeners, don't you move, don't you go anywhere. We'll be right back after this quick commercial break.
It's the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. Sharvette will be back after this.
Man, do I love card night. You ready, boys? You got a king?
Go, fish dad.
Oh, come on. This is WWE superstar Titus O'Neil.
It only takes a moment to make a moment.
Take time to be a dad today. Learn more at 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Are you starting a new business, releasing a CD, writing a new book? Consider Mitchell Productions for your web design services. Visit www.mitchell-productions.com for portfolio samples, specials, and package prices. Remember, a website is not a luxury item. It's a necessity. Check out mitchell-productions.com or find them at facebook.com/Mitchell Productions.
She's here to motivate, excite, and influence you. She's Sharvette Mitchell. It's the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show with in-depth interviews from today's leading authors, gospel artists, stars that you want to know about. And now, Sharvette Mitchell.
All right. Welcome back. So glad to have you guys listening in live, broadcasting. We are broadcasting from the capital city of Richmond, Virginia. Chatting it up here with Christa Lee of Christa Lee Makeup Artistry. And we're just giving y'all some tips and, making pretty stay pretty. That's all we're doing over here. All right, so let's jump back in, Christa, because I think we still need to finish up the face, and then we're going to go on the trend.
Yes.
So what else should be happening?
Yes, absolutely. So another thing, too, we talked about the brows and we talked about the lashes, but eyeshadows, it's fun to play with color. You can go neutral and do a colorful liner, but try to play with a little bit of color and have some fun. And an easy, simple way for the ladies to do it is just use one color all across the lid and kind of blend it out. And that will give you a nice, really pretty look, and finish your eyes out. Mm-hmm. So you do the brows, the lashes, and just finish out with a sweep of color across the lid. Yeah.
All right, and you are ready to go. And so let's talk about trends. What are you seeing for this summer? Are there any hot colors that's out?
Yes. One of the things that I'm loving right now are bold eyeliners. You're really seeing a lot of that. And if you go to Sephora, you go to Ulta, or go to any of your favorite websites, you'll see blue eyeliners, you'll see green, you'll even see white and orange and neon pink. And that's really a bold trend that's out there. And you can do it for really inexpensive, so you're not spending a lot of money and kind of dabble in the trend. But doing something really colorful as far as your eyeliner is super pretty, very fresh, and that's definitely a summer trend right now. Yeah.
Ooh,
and it's the same
all right.
with the colorful
So get into the
eyeshadow too. Yeah, the eyeshadow too, because you could do the colorful eyeshadow, and you can do something blue, or you can do something green, or even at our most recent photo shoot, you saw that the purple eyeshadow was very pretty,
Yes.
And it was nice to just kind of pull that purple right in the eye and keep the rest of the face really kind of neutral and glowy, but to bring that color in the eye was really pretty, and it wasn't overwhelming,
And it was amazing. Shout out to Pastor Annie Theresa Fields, who that we're talking about. Your eyeshadow, if you're listening in. It was beautiful.
Yes.
And so what about lipstick?
Yes.
Lipsticks versus lip gloss versus lip glass?
Oh.
Like, what are your thoughts?
Yes. Now, I love a bold, beautiful lip. So if anybody goes out to my Instagram, shout out to Instagram. If you go to Christa Lee _MUA, and I'll spell that out, CHRISTALEE _MUA. You'll see a lot of pictures of me with these bright lips, and I just love it so much. And it really works for all complexions. I mean, you have neon pinks that work on girls who are super fair to super deep. You have these bright reds that are super pretty. So the neon lips are super in trend. I mean, it's summer fresh. And like I said, you can do it for very little money and not invest a lot and really be on trend and do something nice, And as far as lipstick versus lipstick, glosses, if you want to do a lipstick and have more of an opaque, really true color, a real saturated color, then you want to do more of a lipstick or a liquid lipstick. And then if you want to do something really sheer and really pretty and something just daytime fresh, you can do a gloss that has really the same kind of quality as far as the color is concerned, but it's a little sheer and it's a little bit more, daytime friendly to run errands and things like that. But you can go either way. You can go either way because I wear bright lips going to Kroger, so it's no big deal.
It's not that deep. It's no big deal. And listen, you actually have a red lipstick, cherry pie. That's a matte lipstick that I absolutely love. So can you let listeners know how they can buy some of the lipsticks you have?
Yes, absolutely. So if you go out to ChristaLee.org, and I'll spell that out too, just in case anybody is just listening in and not looking at your site, ChristaLee.org. And there's a link for shop, and you can go out there and see if you see anything that you're interested in. And if you don't see it there, feel free to contact me because I'll be able to get it and I can ship it to you, no problem. Yeah. All
right. And you've recently added lashes.
Yes, absolutely. So being a makeup artist, I also love consultations, but I'm also a brand ambassador. So for one of the companies that I'm an ambassador for, there's a lash line. And so there are about 20 different lashes. They have a really fun thing called a loyalty program. So you can get your lashes auto-shipped to you every month on a discount. So it's kind of fun to have that program. And I'm also a brand ambassador for Amazon. So if you go out to my website, there's a link that says My Amazon Faves, and I load different products into my Amazon storefront every single week. So I load fashion, and I load home decor and beauty and all of the favorite things that I actually use. So not just things that I'm going out there and I see and I'm like, oh, that looks good, but things that I actually order and use myself, I add to that storefront to recommend to all of my friends.
Oh, check it out. I am loving it. And okay, so we got to deal with date night. So for the ladies that are listening and, summer and maybe you're going to be outside more, you're going to go to that jazz club, whatever. Help the ladies out. What's a great look for date night?
Yes, I would say for date night, keeping it real light and fresh, nothing too heavy. So that way you feel comfortable, you feel, relaxed, and you don't feel like you have to touch up every 5 seconds. I would just say definitely with the skin prep because your skin will really make such a big difference. And the bronzer. And then this is a nice time for you to kind of play with the highlighter and the illuminators and put that on the high points of your cheeks and put that on, under your brow. So that way your best features stand out and you're capturing your date from across the table with all the lights.
All right. And then you can blink and put your lashes on. Put your lashes on and you can blink. And you know what? Lashes, now, I know some people wear them more often than not, but I think they're great, like just to pop on the lash for something like a date night or your birthday or a networking event, right?
Absolutely. And like I said, I wear lashes all the time, but for those special events, it just adds that little extra pop, and you'll be amazed how it will really enhance your look.
Absolutely. And that may just be a great time for you to go and, like we mentioned earlier in the show, treat yourself and have your makeup done by a professional makeup artist. Your birthday, and it doesn't just have to be, a photo shoot or you speaking, but it could just be just a nice day, a birthday or something of that nature, and you just want to get your makeup done.
Absolutely. I mean, one of my clients recently.
Go right ahead.
Just for date night, I was just going to say, just for a night out with the girls, just treat yourself, and it's something nice to just have done for yourself is to have someone do your makeup for you.
And listen, I tell my clients, Christa, listen, if you get your makeup done, let this work, work for you all day, do the date night, all that, but I'm going to need you to go home and pre-record some videos because, listen, we are strategic over here in these parts. Go home and record like 5 videos while your makeup is good, while you got some good lighting, and then you have content to share on social media. I am all about that. I am all about multitasking. This has been so delightful. The last question I have for you, Christa, is, the show is really about motivating, exciting, and influencing. What continues to motivate you?
I feel like my family motivates me. I always say family first. I'm a brand new grandmother. And when I see him, I see his fresh, bright eyes, I see the curiosity that I know that babies have, and it makes me more curious, and so that curiosity translates to me to want to learn more and master my craft, and also just to pass that on to all of my clients and my friends. Everything that I learn and everything that I find out about, I want to share that, and help them to feel better and look better.
All right, well said. Well, thank you so much for stopping by the virtual studios of the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show, and we'll just continue to keep connected with you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me. It's been a pleasure.
Oh, you are welcome. All right, listeners, that's going to be a wrap for today's show. As always, check back next week. We have a phenomenal guest all of the time. Visit us at Sharvette.com. We'll see you later.
Live from Richmond, Virginia, you've been listening to the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. Catch Sharvette Mitchell every Tuesday at 6 p.m., interviewing all the stars you want to hear from. So until next week, stay motivated, excited, and influenced. This is the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show.